Manipur government's U-turn on recent intelligence reports on militant infiltration draws varied reaction from different communities in the state. Security forces recover more arms and ammunition from fringe and vulnerable areas of Hill and Valley districts. And union government announces hike in minimum wage rates for workers up to 1,035 rupees a day by revising variable dearness allowance. Hello and welcome. You're watching ISCOM English News and I'm Ruby Unkai with you. Now let's take a look at the news in detail. The Manipur government's U-turn on the recent intelligence reports on militant infiltration has now drawn varied reaction from different communities in the state. The security advisor of the Manipur government had earlier claimed that 900 militant has infiltrated Manipur from Myanmar to carry out actions on September 28. However, the report was later dismissed by the police department, citing it to be unsubstantial. The Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity (COCOMI) blamed Security Advisor and Unified Command Chairman Kuldeep Singh for the alleged downplayed intelligence reports. The COCOMI coordinator, Somarendra Thokjom, said that the contradictory statements to tackle the protracted ongoing ethnic crisis are highly condemnable and equally detestable. To avoid any bloodshed, the security forces have been directed to take up necessary measures and remain alert, Kuldeep Singh had said while announcing the report of the infiltration. N.G. Loon Kipgan, spokesperson of the Committee on the Tribal Unity (COTU), an apex body of the Kuki-Zo community, alleged that the false intelligence report regarding the influx of 900 militants from Myanmar into Manipur are part of the periodic propaganda campaigns by the Manipur government. He also urged that the centre not to subscribe to or engage with such narratives. He further accused the state government of spreading false narratives through local media, branding the Kuki-Zo as narco-terrorists, poppy planters, and illegal immigrants to incite hatred and drive them out of the Imphal Valley. Search operations and area domination by security forces continued in the fringe and vulnerable areas of Hill and Valley districts. During the search operations, security forces recovered one IED by Assam Rifle from Salam Patong village under Nongpok Sekmai Police Station, Thoubal district. Search operation and area domination were also conducted in Churachampur district. Security forces recovered one country-made 9mm pistol, one single-barrel gun, 6,200 kuat, one BP jacket, one camouflage pant, one camouflage shirt from Swangdai Tuikui Molnum village in Churachampur district. In another separate operation, Manipur Police and CRPF recovered one local-made improvised projectile launcher approximately 2.5 meters in length and long with tripod, 11 unused bomb approximately weighing 1.5 kilograms and 10 empty cases from Harautail and Lambung Hilltop in Kangpokpi district. The union government has announced a hike in minimum wage rates for worker up to 1,035 rupees a day by revising variable dearness allowance. A Labour Ministry statement said that this adjustment is aimed at helping workers cope with the rising cost of living. After revisions, minimum wage rates in Area A for workers in construction, sweeping, cleaning, loading and unloading for unskilled work will be 783 rupees a day. For semi-skilled workers, the minimum wage rate will be 868 rupees a day, and for skilled, clerical and watch or wards without arms at 954 rupees a day. The minimum wage rate for highly skilled and watch and ward with arms will be 1,035 rupees a day. The new wage rates will take effect from October 1st, 2024. Last revision was done in April 2024. The minimum wage rates are categorized based on skill levels such as unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, and highly skilled, as well as by geographical area A, B, and C. In a significant move to support workers, particularly those in the unorganized sector, the central government has announced an increase in minimum wage rates by revising the variable dareness allowance (VDA). Workers engaged in various sectors including building construction, loading and unloading, watch and ward, sweeping, cleaning, housekeeping, mining and agricultural within central spare establishment will benefit from the revised wage rates. The central government revises the VDA twice a year, effective from April 1st and October 1st, based on the 6-month average increase in the Consumer Price Index for industrial workers. Detailed information regarding the minimum wage rate by sector, categories and area is available on the website of the Chief Labour Commissioner. The Paumei Naga tribe of Purul village in Manipur has decided to ban hunting, trapping and killing of wild animals and birds within their territory. The tribe has also set aside a portion of their forest as a conservation reserve. These decisions were made during a general body meeting organized by the Purul Himai Union. The meeting also resolved to prohibit forest fires and other harmful activities in and around the village and forest. The Paumei Naga tribe, with a population of around 7,000, has adopted these measures to protect their forests and wildlife in accordance with the Manipur Wildlife Protection Act 1972. To enforce these rules, the Purul Union has announced fines for violators. Individuals found setting or starting fires in the forest will be fined 60,000 rupees. Those caught hunting wild animals or birds will face a fine of rupees 20,000. Hunting tools and weapons will be seized, and the use of batteries, dynamite, chemicals or explosive for fishing is strictly prohibited. Outsiders caught fishing or killing wildlife within the jurisdiction of Purul village will also be fined 20,000 rupees, and their tools or weapon will be confiscated. Informers who report violations will be rewarded with half of the fine collected. In a sensational operation, Assam Rifle has made a huge contribution to the anti-drug campaign in Tripura by recovering 260,000 Yaba tablets from general area Khairpul yesterday. The successful operation also resulted in seizure of one vehicle. The seized drug have been handed over to the Custom Department DPF unit Agartala for further proceedings. Acting on specific intelligence, Assam Rifles conducted a well-executed operation which led to the recovery of huge amount of Yaba tablet, which are estimated to be priced at a whopping 52 crore rupees in international market. The anti-drug operation will go a long way in contributing towards Nasha Mukt Bharat call given by Prime Minister Modi, an anti-drug campaign being spearheaded by Chief Minister of Tripura, and is an addition to a series of consecutive successful operations by Assam Rifles, leading to recovery of drugs worth crores of rupees, highlighting the force's unwavering commitment in the fight against drug trafficking and illegal smuggling activities in the region. At least 46 people, including 37 children, drowned while taking holy dip in rivers and ponds in several Bihar districts during the Jivit Putrika festival. The incident occurred in 15 districts of the state during the festival held on Wednesday. During the 3-day Jivit Putrika festival, women fast for the well-being of their children and take holy dips. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar announced ex gratia of 4 lakh rupees for the next of kin of the deceased. An official statement said the process of providing the compensation has begun and family members of 8 deceased have already received it. The incidents of drowning were reported from East and West Champaran, Nalanda, Aurangabad, Kaimur, Buxar, Siwan, Rohtas, Saran, Patna, Vaishali, Muzaffarpur, Samastipur, Gopalganj and Arwal districts. Aurangabad reported the highest number of 8 deaths. The 21st Commonwealth Parliamentary Association CPA India Region Zone 3 Annual Conference commenced today at the Mizoram Legislative Assembly Hall in Aizawl. The event was inaugurated by Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, who also chairs the CPA India region. Other key dignitaries in attendance included Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Harivansh Narayan Singh, Nagaland Assembly Speaker Seringan Longkumar, and Mizoram Chief Minister Lalduhoma. During his speech, Birla emphasized the importance of the Northeast's ongoing infrastructure improvements, noting that better connectivity, including new rail projects, will unlock the region's economic potential in areas like agriculture, tourism, and culture. He also spoke about the crucial role of legislative bodies and representing the state, underscoring that debates within assemblies must be constructive to foster national development and uphold democratic values. Chief Minister Lalduhoma echoed this sentiment, stressing that legislative transparency and fairness are essential for fostering trust between citizens and the government, thereby reinforcing the rule of law and promoting peace. The conference, which focuses on the theme Fostering Legislative Sanctity, also featured a keynote by Seringan Longkumar, who discussed integrating the Northeast into India's trade vision with Asian countries. The event continued with discussion on strategic regional planning. Royal Seant of Tripura, Patyot Kishore Manikya Debarma, has stated that India has the power to divide Bangladesh and create another country. Debarma, who is also the founder of Tipra Motha, made this remark while addressing a mega solidarity rally in support of the minority people in Bangladesh. Debarma said he didn't come here as the founder of Tipra Motha, but as a member of the Maharaja's family whose people in Brahmanbaria, Khagrachari, Komila and Chotagram in Bangladesh once ruled. It pains him to see that his people, who were part of Tripura 70 years ago, are now coming under attack. Their temples are being vandalized, churches attacked, and they are being killed. This is not the culture of Tripura, and it is not what is happening in Bangladesh. The Maharajas of Tripura foster a culture that established mandirs, masjids, and provided land to Christians. This is the culture of Tripura. The India that created Bangladesh by dividing Pakistan is now being spoken against. Now the headlines once again. Manipur government's U-turn on recent intelligence report on militant infiltration draws varied reaction from different communities in the state. Security forces recover more arms and ammunition from fringe and vulnerable areas of hill and valley districts. And union government announces hike in minimum wage rates for worker up to 1,035 rupees a day by revising variable day earners allowance. And that is all we have for now. Thank you for watching ISCOM English News. Stay tuned as more news updates will be coming up at 8 p.m. Until then, have a good evening.